Yo, c'est Blacky, bienvenue dans l'hôpital. Et donc nous sommes en Vampyr et on va parler au superbe bonhomme, Monsieur Hampton, le évêque. Non, pas l'évêque. Prêtre. Oui, le prêtre, c'est bien. Allez, le prêtre, c'est cool. Alors oui, je sais, on va encore faire pas mal de blabla, c'est sûr. Mais en même temps, c'est suivre un peu l'histoire et voir ce qui se passe, quoi. Par contre, tu parles vraiment comme un berger, c'est un peu flippant.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about...
Why did he abduct?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction
You dared to...
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed.
No.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle.
Ouais, ça c'est plus intéressant.
I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare.
Ça c'est pas faux.
No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Ouais.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Quel leader?
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the...
Ah, Clay Cox est donc était plutôt le leader, quoi. Intéressant.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
D'accord, donc j'ai sauvé un criminel et je l'ai pas tué du coup. Bon, c'est pas grave. Je sais déjà ce qu'il fait dans la vie.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke. Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead.
Ah merde.
She left the docks many months ago.
D'accord. Bon, je vais quand même juste, je te spam, voilà, tac. Ah oui, j'avoue.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
C'est vrai, je suis d'accord avec toi, à
Are
100%.
you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith, willing to preach the good word.
Ah, donc tu n'es pas... D'accord, je pensais que tu étais vraiment un prêtre.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton?
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel... empty.
Mange du
You're
pain,
in
mec.
good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Ouais.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Par contre, lui, je peux pas faire de E. C'est original. Je peux pas lui demander... Enfin, je peux pas le soigner, quoi. Ça, je peux pas. Ah.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Ouais. Les pieds en bois, je veux bien, mais l'ail, bon... Moi-même, j'aime pas l'ail, donc je peux pas m'en faire pour autant. Faut pas que je le sache, en tout cas. Je peux pas lui parler. Ça, c'est Vampyr Girl. Ça, c'est... Attention, ne touchez pas. Ne touchez pas en public. Oh, les bâtards, quoi. Exploration. Ah, bonjour docteur. Enfin, vous êtes qui?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed,
Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of
Monsieur
your work,
Thoreau.
Dr. Reed.
D'accord. Et sinon,
Please, could you tell me?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood.
Ouais.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired.
Oui, ça j'ai compris, c'est bon. Oui, pourquoi pas.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with
Il
someone
pourrait m'être
who
utile
can
cet homme.
learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Je partage pas forcément tes
I
convictions,
based my
mais ouais.
technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical.
Wait. D'accord.
You may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Ouais.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea.
Ah.
But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Putain, mec, je vais te prendre comme stagiaire si ça continue.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions
Okay.
remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Ouais.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Cool, intéressant. Merci, vieux.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Ah, merde.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree.
Ouais.
That does not excuse
Ouais.
Dr. Ackroyd's behavior.
Enfin, ouais.
A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones and flesh.
C'est vrai. Oula, il y a eu un vieux bruit, un vieux... pas loin là.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Bonne réponse.
Goodbye, Dr.
Tu
Strickland.
feras un très bon stagiaire. Ok, ensuite, salut toi. On se connaît, non?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Ah non.
I believe we're going to be
Oh,
colleagues.
t'as une tête qui me revient pas, toi.
I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience?
Ouais, grave, c'est ce que j'étais en train de me dire, ta tête ne me revient pas et je crois que c'est normal.
I particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice.
Bah, attends, je rêve ou t'es en train de dire que ton patron, qui a engagé quelqu'un, qui ne t'a pas conseillé parce que tu n'es qu'un employé, bien sûr, et t'es pas content? Tu te prends pour qui, là? C'est pas grave. Je te pardonne. Mais je pense que tu vas mourir dans d'atroces souffrances prochainement. Ouais.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Toi, je t'aime vraiment pas.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Je vois.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Bah... Ah ouais, tu me... Ouais. Ouais, tu me poses une colle, bonhomme. Concrètement, tu es typiquement le type d'homme à faire ce qui lui plaît, peu importe ce qui se passe, et tu te fies que à ton propre jugement, sans prendre le point de vue des autres. Or, ton point de vue par rapport à son point de vue est relativement correct, puisqu'effectivement tu as l'air d'avoir plus d'expérience que lui, même si je t'aime pas. Donc, ouais, je pense que ce choix est le meilleur.
I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities.
Oui, ça je le sais, oui. J'avais bien compris avant de te poser la question.
No need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
Et sinon
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
C'est bien ça, par contre. Et tu penses quoi de l'hôpital?
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me.
Oh.
I have always respected the skills
Dit-il alors qu'il laissait rien foutre. Oh.
But over time, his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Eh, dis-moi, t'es au courant que sans les types comme moi et comme l'autre expérience, la science n'avancerait pas. Hein. Donc ça non plus, je partage pas ton avis. Je t'aime vraiment pas, toi, tu vois.
Thank you for your time.
Ouais. Bon. Attends, ah non, toi, t'es crâne. Bonjour, toi.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Ça, c'est vraiment l'épisode où, enfin, les épisodes, même, je dirais, où on parle vraiment à tout le monde, quoi. Je vais l'appeler épisode blabla, celui-là, je crois. Ou un truc dans le genre, pour le coup.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
Ah, c'est Fiddick, d'accord.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter.
Ah.
And a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Oui, bah ça je sais, j'ai compris.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Ouais, je suis d'accord avec toi là-dessus. J'avoue que c'est un peu. Oui, d'ailleurs, pourquoi tu
Tell
te.
me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me,
Ah merde.
and now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Ouais, comment ça par ta faute?
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Ah merde. Ah putain, ouais, j'avoue. Bon, en même temps, c'est pas. Enfin. Ouais. C'est pas vraiment ta faute en soi, puisque bah c'est un manque de chance pas possible pour le coup. Elle a que de bonnes intentions par contre.
Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, doctor.
Bah, t'es pas obligé de me crier dessus, hein.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
Ouais, t'as vraiment pas eu de bol quoi.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Ouais, j'avoue.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Ouais, t'as une histoire un peu triste, bonhomme. Si je peux t'aider, je le ferai.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Ah, lettre inachevée. Ah bon, pour qui? Pourquoi? Comment ça? Ah bah c'est... ouais. Décidément, je connais tout de toi, mon gars. Bah attends, justement, excuse-moi de te reparler.
Good evening.
Ouais, good evening, good evening. Tu peux m'en dire plus sur...
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
Ah mais t'es con,
She
tu...
died in
putain.
1950.
Bon, ok.
Goodbye for now.
Bah désolé, je peux pas t'aider du coup. Mais bon. Hop là, bim, allez, fais le vide. J'ai pas là tout le monde ici. Oula. Ça sort. Qu'est-ce qu'on a par là? Ça sort aussi. Là, il y a une boîte hein, avec mon miroir. Par contre, t'as vu, je me vois dans le miroir. Intéressant ça aussi pour un vampire. Hôpital complet. Ah merde. Ah, une poubelle. Bon, et si on est dans notre bureau un peu, hein, qu'est-ce que vous en pensez? Ça peut être pas mal aussi. Parce que je crois que j'ai tout exploré. Hein. Salut crâne. Ah bah j'ai pas exploré là, tu vois. Ah.
It's
Merde.
locked, all right.
Fuck.
It's locked. It's locked.
Longue lettre. Si c'est rate, comment se passe, blablabla. T'as Pipa. D'accord, c'est Pipa qui l'a écrit. Enfin, c'est plutôt. Ouais. Ah bah, tu tombes bien, toi. Eh,
Good evening.
Good evening.
dis-moi. Ah bon?
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
Ouais.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right.
Oula.
Maybe this is what I must do.
Je t'ai pas dit que c'était dangereux pour toi d'aller en ville?
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
Elle lui a rien dit sûrement.
Any change means more comfort and more peace.
Ah bon?
I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Je vais pas te contredire. Mais bon. Ok, j'ai compris. Faut que je trouve un... Oula, faut que je trouve un troisième indice sur toi. Nous verrons plus tard. Ah. Il y a beaucoup de miroirs. Hein. Merde, oui, putain, il y a vraiment beaucoup de miroirs. Oh, attends, c'est... Peut-être complet. Mais non, c'est pas ça que je veux. Je veux le bouquin qui est... Ah bah attendez. C'est bien aussi. Un petit sac d'objets. Intéressant. Est-ce que je peux ouvrir le fameux petit sac d'objets ou pas? Ah non, je peux pas. Bon, écoute. Tant pis, tant pis. La pièce d'en face, après on va monter. Il serait temps pour le coup. Y'a rien ici? Attends. Ah, j'ai vu un truc. Ouais, poubelle. Je suis déjà venu ici. Bon bah écoutez, on va monter hein. À gauche, ouais bah je vais à droite du coup. Alors qu'est-ce qu'on a à droite? Ça c'est fermé, ça je peux pas l'ouvrir. On pourrait monter plus haut mais pour l'instant on va éviter, on va juste continuer d'explorer cette zone. Ah bah c'est Swan, ok. Donc Swan ne peut pas me parler pour l'instant, ok. Il y a une porte que je ne peux pas ouvrir. Il y a un long couloir taché de sang. Le sang. Inconnu. Ah. Il y a quelqu'un que j'ai pas vu en bas. Intéressant. Oh, une scie usée. Putain. Lucky est en train de piller l'hôpital. C'est pas vrai. Docteur Tippett. Et Dr. Reed, donc ça c'est moi. Donc plus tard. Bon bah écoutez, on va monter, on va pas chipoter. Ah, est-ce que je peux seulement? Non, je peux pas. Merde, fais chier. Et de l'autre côté, est-ce que je peux? Oula. Je peux pas non plus. Bon bah ça c'est fait hein. On va aller à la maison. Tac. Ciao, esquive. Attends, il y a une pièce là. Il n'y a rien dedans évidemment, sinon c'est trop facile. Bah oui. Alors viens voir un peu à quoi ressemble notre bureau. C'est mon refuge.
Relegated to the shadows, a kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
C'est plutôt pas mal, hein, mine de rien. J'ai mis les quelques pour. Putain, j'ai un. Attends, wait. C'est pas un crâne humain, ça. Non, c'est pas. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Ah bah, l'atelier. L'atelier. Analyser. Échantillon de sang. Eh bah, analysons. Et j'ai obtenu sérum de régénération légère. Ah bon? Essentiellement 300 points de vie. Ah, et 150 points sur 15 secondes. C'est pas mal ça! C'est pas mal. On va voir ce qu'on peut faire d'autre. Donc, toi, difficilement, je peux pas du tout t'améliorer. Ah, si, je peux? Non, c'est où? Ah, oui, ouais, ça me change mon. L'assiduité ça m'intéresse par contre, l'assiduité je peux l'augmenter jusqu'à niveau 4, et celle-là aussi. Fais voir un peu. Ouais, elle a une meilleure vitesse d'attaque. Je ne peux pas encore t'améliorer mais j'y pense fortement. Le pieu je peux pas non plus. Ça je peux pas, et ça je peux pas. Bon. Qu'est-ce qu'on a d'autre? Recycler, il y a plein de trucs là-dedans. Recycler, recycler, recycler. Peut-être de Jing bon marché. Et bah recyclons. Hop, tac.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Eh! Merde, j'ai pas de souris. Bon, tant pis. Tac. Ah bah tiens, je me vois. Ah si, c'est bon.
Intéressant tout ça.
Y'a rien dans cette truc là ou... Non, c'est juste que je n'ai pas pu l'ouvrir, ok. Ah, posons un peu nos fesses et réfléchissons. Alors, donc j'ai 1000 et quelques checkpoints. Je suis du coup level 4. Alors, il y a ça, défensif, bouclier de sang, dure 5 secondes. Crée une barrière invisible qui absorbe les dégâts directs jusqu'à sa destruction. C'est pas mal ça. Coagulation. Vous figez le sang dans les veines de votre proie, les laissant sans défense. C'est pas mal ça aussi. On va d'abord prendre le bouclier, ça peut être sympa. Niveau 6. Voile d'ombre. Charge. De dégâts de... comment ça s'appelle, de ténèbres. Ça peut être pas mal. Et bah c'est tout. Hop, confirmé. Tac. Merde. La nuit suivante.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Bah ça va, t'es encore bien avec ta barre rouge. Pas me faire chier. Oh, c'est quoi ça? Et ça, cher Jonathan, j'ai demandé à l'infirmière Crane de vous préparer un bureau au premier étage. Oh mais de toute façon je peux pas. Hein? Ah oui, oui, j'arrive. Oh putain, t'es encore couvert de sang. Que puis-je pour toi, Crane?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
Ah bon?
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Alors toi, venir dans ma chambre, dans ma salle. Cette pièce est interdite d'accès au personnel. Si je lui dis ça, ça va la rendre tellement curieuse. Y a rien ici, ça veut dire non, casse-toi, y a pas d'antiseptique. Oh bah mince alors, on va voir
What
peut-être ça.
type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first.
C'est le morgue, c'est là où il y avait les mecs
Where is
niveau
this
7.
morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
Ah,
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
yeah. Mais ça, j'irai.
La prochaine fois.
Attends, j'ai pas fini de te parler.
Yes?
Ou j'avoue.
Why then do you always work the night?
T'es pire qu'une vampire, toi.
Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
C'est pas faux.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Ouais, c'est bien vu.
Lack of sleep and the medical profession always ends in disaster. I've witnessed many a colleague succumb to stimulants to fight exhaustion. Drugs were as deadly as bullets in the trenches.
London's trenches start here at Pembroke Hospital. We are on the front line, make no mistake.
C'est juste. La situation, moi je la connais, donc on s'en fout. La mort, je m'ai dit, ok, bon bah c'est tout, merci, merci nurse. Bref, quoi qu'il en soit, j'ai dit que donc, sur ce, à la prochaine, on ira dans la morgue, pardon. C'est dégueulasse ce que j'ai dit quand j'y pense. Bref, dans la morgue, pour le prochain épisode. Sur ce, c'était Blacky dans Vampyr. A plus. Ah.